So I teach critical thinking to undergraduate students, and if I had to summarize a few things that I think actually make someone a better critical thinker, it's that critical thinking is not just about logic, right? Reasoning is not an automatic process. It actually takes a great deal of effort. It means slowing down, questioning your own assumptions, and accepting new evidence, and being humble and honest about what it is you do or don't know.
I think a big key is that last thing you just said, just accepting that you don't know things and just accepting that some things that you didn't believe might be true. But a lot of people are very hard-headed up here and they just can't admit what they already think is right is wrong, or if there's new information that they didn't know of. You know what I'm saying?
See, most people don't struggle because they're not smart, right? They struggle because thinking critically and thinking well is uncomfortable and sometimes requires a whole identity shift, which not a lot of people are ready for. And the part people typically miss is about emotion, right? Emotion is not the enemy of critical thinking. Emotion tells you what to pay attention to, and it drives curiosity and it anchors values. You don't reason in a vacuum. You reason about things that you care about. But of course, right? That unchallenged emotion, that's where thinking breaks down. And fear, ego, identity, and bias, all these things hijack clear judgment. And then it makes it easy to be manipulated and radicalized and just confidently wrong. Real critical thinking is the ability to hold both logic and emotional awareness, evidence and self honesty.
Please dumb this down so the rest of us can understand. No. Welcome to False Consensus, where in an age of anti-intellectualism, we should probably talk about the root causes. False consensus is hard for a guy with a lisp to say, but it's also where people falsely assume that other people share in their belief and it's more widespread than it actually is. I've been teaching high school for 20 years, and the way that I present information, no matter how hard I wanted to shift it, is designed for teenagers who just got their driver's licenses. You can handle it. It's the same thing I tell my students. Learning isn't easy and learning is embarrassing. You have to diminish your ego and recognize that you don't know everything. And not everybody's really comfortable with that. But the idea that
To be honest, the dumb people, it all stems from ego. I'm not gonna lie, because when you can't admit you're wrong, then you're never gonna grow. You know what I'm saying?
it should be simplified, and therefore the act of you not learning is somebody else's fault because it's not presented to you in the way that you like it, all creators of rhetoric have a purpose, and the only way they're going to achieve that purpose is if they appeal to the values, needs, and beliefs of an audience. But the thing that gets twisted in social media is the idea that just because the audience could be everybody, that everybody is always going to be the intended audience. The request to dumb it down is definitionally insulting to an audience. The limit of your understanding is not the limit of understanding, especially when the barrier there is your own willingness. But thanks for watching my videos. Have a good day.
We are living through the first era in history where thinking deeply is optional. Less than 100 years ago, there were entire movements fighting to give people the right to read, to be literate, to be informed, to make their own decisions. Reading was power. It was how people escaped manipulation, how they learned how to reason, how they knew they were being lied to, and now, in less than a century, we are completely undoing it. When did depth become optional? When did complexity become elitist? When did education start adapting to shrinking attention spans instead of pushing against them? A society that does not read does not research. A society that does not research cannot question. And a society that cannot question cannot defend its freedom. Without the ability to learn deeply, people do not make independent decisions. They simply absorb narratives and they become easy to steer. We don't have to lose our freedom by force anymore. We're trading it willingly. We have to understand that societies don't only collapse when they are conquered, they also collapse when thinking becomes optional.
Remember those scare tactics they used to show us in school? This is your brain on drugs with an egg in a frying pan. Well, unfortunately,
I've never seen that. I'm not gonna lie, but it does look like it's kind of like an older kind of video. So maybe like you kind of older people can know, but not saying old as in like a rude way. I'm just saying people that are older than me. You know what I'm saying?
I bear the burden of showing you what's currently impacting kids' cognitive development, AI, especially kids' unsupervised use of commercial chatbots and AI companions. My team and I just published a report on AI and student learning, and one of the biggest risks we found was on kids' cognitive development. Without proper guardrails, AI fosters dependence, leading to what I call cognitive stunting. When kids' brains aren't getting the learning experiences they need, they risk not becoming critical thinkers or independent learners. So we need to quickly put guardrails on students' AI use in and out of school. Otherwise, wide AI use will diminish kids' cognitive abilities. You can read the whole report at Brookings.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I think me personally, I can think fine. I'm not like easily a controllable person, but when it comes to AI and stuff, I noticed that with, like me and my friends, but not me really crazy, but my friends, right? How they go to restaurants, they gotta use AI to check the menu. How they go to boba places, they ask AI what to do. Even simple like math problems, anything with AI. And like uh hella of me and my friends were in AP Lang, right? AP language and something. But I try to like actually do it because I'm trying to like pass the test and stuff. But all of them just use AI, and it's just like, what's even the point at that point? I mean, you're in a class to write, you might as well just try to write. I mean, like AI is just cheating yourself, and as you continually use AI, then your brain is like less adapted to writing like that, and then you'll struggle even more, and you're just digging the hole even deeper and deeper for you. You know what I mean? But let me know your guys' experience with losing your thinking or anything like that. You know what I mean? But I do think it's a lot. I think a lot of it is driven by ego and just like stuff like that. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Not really what I post usually, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good day. Like and subscribe. Peace out.